today's Health Matters, everybody. Preventing skin cancer. It's so essential, especially this time of year. The sun's about to come out of hiding over the next few days. Protecting your skin from the harmful rays is key for a healthy glow.
And here with some tips on how to avoid damaging your skin is board-certified dermatologist Dr. Whitney Bowe. So good morning to you, Dr. Bowe.
Thank you so much for having me
Good
talk about such an important topic this morning.
So there are two different types of skin cancer?
Yes, so the two main types are going to be melanoma, which is the most deadly form, and then non-melanoma skin cancer. So melanoma, when it comes to melanoma, you want to look out for the A, B, C, D, E's. So A stands for asymmetry, meaning that the two sides of the mold don't match. Now, B has to do with the border. If the border is jagged or irregular, that's cause for concern. Now, C is color. If you've got multiple colors in the same mold, like blue, black, red, that's a red flag. D is diameter. We used to tell patients larger than the size of a pencil eraser, but nowadays we like to find them when they're even smaller than that. So I like to focus on E, which stands for evolution or change, meaning anything that's changing, catches your eye. So that's melanoma. But non-melanoma skin cancers, which is one that like Hugh Jackman, Kevin Jonas, right? Those are squamous cell carcinoma or basal cell carcinoma, and those can look completely different. It can look like a pimple that's not going away. It can look like a sore that's not healing, even like a dry patch that you keep putting moisturizer on it and doesn't seem to clear up. So I just tell my patients, if you see anything new, changing, unusual, it deserves an appointment with your dermatologist.
It's important to, as I say, to go get checked, right? So this is very important to me. I've had these removed, right? Because, but the thing is sometimes you can't see them because they're in hard to see places, right? So you can't examine them necessarily yourself. And if I'm single, so you can't have to your wife or whatever husband say, can you look at my back? So going to get checked, how important is that, especially within the summer months, and if you were a previous person who had to have something removed?
Yeah, so it's really important to either try to check yourself once a month, but as you said, sometimes there are certain areas you can't see. So once a year, it's good to see a dermatologist. If you've had a history of skin cancer, then you may want to come more frequently. But, protecting your skin and preventing these is just as important as early detection, right? So sunscreen. So most people use about half the sunscreen that they need to get the SPF on the label. So you want to use about 2 finger lengths of sunscreen to cover the face and neck, a shot glass full to cover the body. You want to keep reapplying that sunscreen.
A shot glass full.
A shot glass full. If you're wearing like a bathing suit, a woman who's in a bikini, if you think about it, it's actually like a lot of skin to cover, but sunscreen's not a magic shield, and it's very annoying to have to reapply. So that's why I always talk about like sun protective fabrics. I just think, wearing a rash guard, like it's so convenient, especially if you don't have a friend at the beach to apply it. It's very hard to reach your back, right? So, and you don't have to reapply the sunscreen wherever the fabric is covering the skin. If anybody follows me on social media, I'm always wearing like a broad-rimmed hat. I'm always walking around outside with some kind of sunglasses, hat. So it's not just sunscreen. You have to be really careful.
And what is the number that people
SPF 30 or above is what you want to look for, and the words broad spectrum.
And broad spectrum. So if you're like wearing 75, is it that much different than something that's 30?
It's a great question because most people only apply about half of what they need. If you start with like an SPF 100, you're probably getting closer to like an SPF of 50. So if you use as much as you should be using, then SPF 30 or above is fine. If you're somebody who's really stingy with your sunscreen, you may want to err on the side of caution and go with the higher SPF.
Sorry. When they say it's waterproof, is it really waterproof?
There's no such thing as waterproof. It's water resistant. And still, if your kid is swimming or sweating, like I reapply that stuff, at least every hour. If your skin is dry, every 2 hours.
Right. Now, because I was somebody who I have to constantly reapply because I'm fearful of whatever. But some people are like, well, I already put it on. And I also want to get a tan, right? So how do you kind of navigate getting that?
There's no such thing as a base tan or a healthy tan. That is a myth that has got to die. When your skin tans, it's actually a sign that there's been DNA damage in your skin. And base tan also gives your skin an SPF of about a 3. Nobody would go to the drugstore and buy a sunscreen that says SPF 3. So it is a total myth that people go to like tanning salons before they go on vacation. Oh, a base tan, it's going to protect my skin.
But some people want that glow, right? So you have products that can help you get the glow that you want, but safely.
If you want a healthy glow, so self-tanner is a great option if you don't want to tan. But if you do want healthy, radiant skin, like glass skin is a huge trend right now. I did want to talk you through some of my go-to products that I do recommend to my patients who come to me who may not want to do procedures. So one of the things that I always recommend is a vitamin C serum. So you can test it if you want to feel what a vitamin C serum feels like. But vitamin C is what I consider a daily skincare staple. It's one of the most powerful ingredients when it comes to brightening the skin,
nice.
evening out skin tone. It even boosts the efficacy of your sunscreen throughout the summer.
Oh, wow.
And it does give you that beautiful, healthy glow because the skin is so healthy. So go ahead, you had a question.
Before we let you go, because we're running out of time, what's the order that you're supposed to apply all these products? Especially, I mean, women have 10 million different serums and vitamin C
Great
and everything.
question. I brought my exact morning routine for you guys.
Okay.
So I start with my Bow Glow cleanser. It's a rich, creamy cleanser. I have dry skin. If you're, it's good for dry skin, sensitive skin, mature skin. You never want the skin to feel squeaky clean, tight, or dry.
Okay.
The next step is I put on my Astasine, my vitamin C serum. This one now has won 2 awards for being the best vitamin C serum on the market. So I put that on my face, my neck, and the V of my chest. Then I put on my Bow Glow cream, which is my holy grail moisturizer, which keeps the skin barrier healthy all summer long, and it layers beautifully with your skincare.
Yeah.
So those 3 steps, then your
then,
sunscreen.
okay.
So sunscreen goes after your serum, after your moisturizer, but before you put on makeup if you're going to wear makeup that day.
Okay, good to
Got
know.
it.
Dr. Bowe, thank you so much. Appreciate it. My skin is glowing now.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. So it has been an overwhelming